Hey, what is up everybody, Blades4 here, and today I have for you guys another video of Persona 5X. In today's video guys, we're going to be going ahead and going over Persona Fusion as well as everything revolving the Velvet Rooms when it comes down to P5X itself. I've gotten a few questions when it does come down to at least the Velvet Rooms themselves and how really you go about doing things in a equal manner. So what better way to go ahead and talk about it than just do it here. So if you guys like this video, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy it. And as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really does help me out quite a lot. Sorry that the videos took a little bit longer to upload today. I had that beginner's guide getting made and man, it took a hot minute. So thankfully you guys decided to wait on it, and we have a lot more still coming. But let's go ahead and take a look. So once you go ahead and press the menu and you check the Velvet Room here, a lot of you guys have had some questions on this, whether it comes down to Persona Fusion, Persona Training, Compendiums. What do you do at this area? Well, if you're new to P5X, or at least new to P5 in general, think of this kind of like a pocket monster area. There's going to be at least personas that you're going to end up having just either gotten from different what's called palaces as well as mementos, but there's also going to be personas that you just get from different activities or grinding. Essentially, this is where they all go. The ones that you've gotten for Wonder as a wild card, you will end up actually having them go to here. Once you do have these said personas, they go into the Persona Compendium, which think of it as like a little bit in Pokemon terms, a Pokédex. After you have all these guys in here, they're then indexed and you can pretty much just read up on the characters or read up on them and exactly how to get them from this point on. So let's say it's something that was rather ranked high and you ended up having it, but you don't know exactly where you got it from. Well, it'll tell you exactly where you get it, as well as its stats and details, pretty much what it really excels in, and which can be a little bit helpful for a lot of you guys who are really trying to get into knowing how to really build your personas in the long run. The Persona Compendium is one of the few places, or at least the Velvet Room itself, one of the few places you're going to be spending a lot of time in. So the first place that I want to go ahead and go about and talk about here is going to be the Persona Training. Persona Training itself is fairly simple. There's going to be a bunch of different personas that you just end up having, and with this in mind, you can go ahead and train them up. Whether of course they already have a little bit of a starter level or whatever rarity they are, it won't really matter at that point in time. It just comes down to what persona you want to utilize and what they essentially do. Every last one of them should be starting off at level 1 here, and they do have various different rarities. As you can see, we have some at blue, some at purple, a few at yellow, and then lastly a few at rainbow. All of them do different things, but of course if they're rainbow, that's usually the highest rarity that they can go. You can't evolve a persona up to the highest rarity, but what you can do is make other personas to get to those rarities. Then of course we have the other way of actually splitting and identifying these set personas. Some of them, as you can see, have a 3 biome, being they're actually ranking 3 or a rarity of a 3 here as a rank itself. You pretty much have a little bit of the rainbow rarity, and then you have the rank 3. If it is higher on the ranking list, it can actually go up higher levels, and that's how you kind of expand upon that. The higher the ranking is going to be, the higher the level cap, and easily more stronger, to be honest, in some cases, of how you're going to actually use your personas. So at level 1 or ranking 1, if you can see it here, you have all different types of personas. They're usually going to be a little useless, but there are a few diamonds in the rough. And as you can see, there's still every now and again in different little rarity levels. So it's not bound to ranking 1s only in blue. Ranking 1s can even be for at least the gold ones. It just depends on at least the persona at hand. All you need to know really is you're going to level up some of these guys, and it will lead you into the first thing that you have to do first. And that is teaching them some skills. After you enhance these guys, they're going to end up, of course, learning a few different methods, such as at least a couple moves, depending on at least what they have in their kit, and then a couple little passives as well. These very well can be switched out, and depending on the persona, it could very well go well with at least their current passive at hand. Depending on what you want to go ahead and do, you can press the at least details button to check out all the moves themselves here, and if you do have some extra skills unlocked, you can actually press the change skills button, take off one of them, and replace them accordingly. If it's an active skill, which is one of these moves that are actually damage moves here, or even debuffs, those will be replaced with other active skills. So for example, these two are active skills. Any move that you can technically use against an enemy is called an active skill. while the ones with the at least 3 arrows are more of your passive. You can only equip so many of these on at least a persona. For example, this persona has 3 active slots, or 3 slots in general. I can't put 3 active skills on, but I can put at least 2 and then 1 whole passive. But that's only because we have 3 whole slots. There's no real way to actually expand these said slots, but you can get more depending on how high rarity / how high ranking a persona can actually end up being. Though this isn't the end all be all for at least a persona. For example, we can take Ame for example. I will need to actually get her up, and with her being at ranking 3, if we go ahead and check a couple of her moves here, she has 4 whole slots. She can hold at least 2 active slots, as you can see right here, and then 2 passive slots. At this point in time, you're able to then of course move those around accordingly, but let's say you wanted something different on Ame here. Let's say we wanted to make her a little bit stronger. That's where the teach skill enlightenment comes in handy. If you do ever have extra coins, which we'll get into how to obtain some of these guys later, you'll be able to of course click the coin and learn different skills at hand. Now it is a little bit of an RNG luck based type deal, so you will need a lot of these coins from just farming or either just creating and fusing certain characters, but you guys kind of get the gist. The more of these that you have, of course, the more you can go ahead and get different little skills, and you can actually assort them depending on the skill that you're looking for. There also is a filter button right here that actually can help you out with finding those said skills, and it can make a lot of the customization for some of these personas very unique. Now that we went over at least the actual persona training section, let's talk about the persona fusion section. This is another section that's fairly important, seeing that for a lot of you guys, y'all didn't fully understand this one. Now, it's pretty much just simple. You take different personas that you have or persona coins that you end up having, and you end up using them to make a different persona. Depending, of course, on the amount of coins or the coins that you do have, it will allow you to make a different persona itself. This applies to rarity as well. So for example, if I wanted Principality here, I would then need 1 Inagami seal and then 1 Fuki seal. The only way to obtain these, of course, is by usually farming or just getting them randomly. So as you can see, you click the actual coin, it tells you exactly where you end up going. Have to defeat a Fuki at random or trade out the repression medals. To get these said repression medals, which are these up here, you mainly get them just from farming the actual persona dungeon. The more persona dungeons that you do, of course, it can give you the drop itself, and it will automatically can give you some of these coins. Let's say you don't have any of the coins at hand and you just can't really get this guy up. Well, immediately, what will end up happening is you can press the OK button, they'll try to exchange it out for you, and then you can go ahead and do this, and it makes it, and then you're able to fuse the persona. By fusing said persona, if it's one that you already have, after seeing the actual long little cutscene here, it'll give you said persona as a coin. This coin can then be utilized to be duping out that said persona for their said passive, which increases their actual level gap a little bit incrementally. Whether it's 5 levels, 10 levels, it will slowly go up instead of having them at their base level. As you see, the base level for Principality is 29, but he can actually go up to a max of 45. This is kind of the case for a lot of at least personas here, so the more you create, the better. Every time you create one of these guys, you will have them immediately added to your compendium, and it will allow you to get some feathers that are going to be useful for Wonder's talent tree. So you definitely want to get these guys created. As I did say though, persona fusion is very actually just simple. You pretty much just go about the whole aspect of, I'm missing something. Well, let me go ahead and click this right here, or go figure out where I can get these and go fight it at hand. It's going to be where a lot of at least your stamina is going to go to, especially seeing you and Wonder will need this hand in hand. You got to make personas to make yourself be stronger, and you got to go ahead and make personas to make your team even stronger, seeing Wonder does give himself or give everyone those type of at least stats. So it's going to be kind of a hand in hand thing. You're always going to utilize this, so it's best to get at least familiar with it. Now for my persona people out there, different fusion failures do not happen inside of this game. So unfortunately, that's not a thing for us. It's a little bit of a downer, but at the end of the day, at least you know exactly what you're getting. There's no actual failure, so there's no percentage of actually doing these. if you as long have the materials to get them, you're going to get them. So surely do keep that in mind. And every time you level up 10 different levels, Wonder will have more and more of these personas that you can then fuse, as well as you can go farm in order to get further. But all in all, that is everything when it regards to at least the Velvet Rooms. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do smash that like button with your forehead. Consider subscribing if you are new. I do daily videos on P5X. We're only going to continue to do more. Peace out.